Petkova, but are still the big guns to play their cards. Podopedeva, the European champion, warming up backstage with Zaboletnaha, Lu Chung-hong, Nahla Ramadan of Egypt. I'm really interested to see how she gets on today. 2 times a junior world champion and a senior world champion in 2003.
So just a 2 kilo jump to 107.
So Rumiana.
Раменете гърба дръж. Тегли с краката и гърба високо. Стягай, Руми!
No, he didn't really stand up at the top of the pool there.
The weight is at 107 kilograms.
Clearly not at their best, are they, the Bulgarians?
No.
Clearly on a downer all across the board at the moment. It's not just 1 or 2, it's all of them. But in contrast, this girl already had a personal best on 105, so now moving to 107.
It's really interesting how the Spanish have brought these women through over what must be now, David, something like 7 years. That's a pity, but they were all sort of 14, 15 coming out of junior Europeans and youth championships, and they've been quite patient with them, the Spanish. You know, they haven't over-pushed them. They've been quite realistic, but they're now coming to the point, you know, in their early 20s, 21, 22, 23, that this is where they've really got to prove themselves on the world stage. Maybe not so much this season, maybe next season in the spring they can. I think the Spanish will be looking for their girls to be really pushing for major honours at the Europeans, and then that's 2006, 2007 it'll be the World Championships in Chiang Mai, which will be the first qualifying opportunity for Beijing 2008. And I can't tell you where we'll be going for the European Championships in 2008 because it hasn't been decided. So pressure here for Petkova. That's better. But the opportunity to go towards 112, 113 is lost. And she's left on 107 kilos. Well, quite a lot of applause for Nahla Ramadan, formerly Nahla Mohammed, but married now, only 20, and she's looking today for a total of 260. So you could say, David, that this is the first of the big guns coming out on a fairly straightforward amount here. 115, 117, 120 kilos. She actually snatched 120 kilos in the Olympics, but failed to get a valid clean and jerk lift. So this is a modest start, and look how easy that is. But maybe this is an intelligent move again. Just, you know, she didn't get a total in Athens. This is the first major championship. You want to start off with a good lift to build a bit of confidence as well. World champion. She is the world champion from 2003, 117.5 kilos to 145 clean and jerk for a 262.5 total. First appearance of the Argentinian, Nora Köppel, at 33, the oldest of the finalists, 9th in the Olympic Games, where she snatched 100, 137.5 and 237.5. She's ranked 3rd in this season's world rankings. But that's not an auspicious start.
Nevertheless, 10 kilos ahead of her previous best of 100. And although she didn't do it, you can see that it's there. She took it to locked arms, but lost it behind, which is something that so many of these women seem to be doing this championship, not just on the snatches, but also on the clean and jerks.
So, early doors, 74.05. See Nahla weighing in reasonably light there before this 75 kilo class, but of course Liu Chong-hong weighing in at 71.85, and Nahla, interestingly enough, 74.83. So that puts her at a weight disadvantage. And the other Russian, Podobadeva, at 74.56. So it looks as if Nora Köppel is going to follow herself here, David.
Well, no, I think she's going to take some time, and she's probably had a chat with the coach and decided that it was technical as opposed to being strength, and decided to buy herself some time. Yeah, just taping up the shin there. Those bars are very, very sharp, and I've often done the same thing.
Yeah, there's Natalia Zabolotnaya, just a quick picture of her, the Olympic silver medalist. I think when I saw her win the Europeans, I think I and a lot of people thought that we'd seen someone really special. They've guarded her special. She is she's very much her own woman, and they haven't found her particularly easy to manage, because when I say that, it sounds as if I'm being critical, but I think it's as we were talking about the other day with the young Polish women, she's at a certain age where she actually wants to go out and enjoy herself and not just be rigidly disciplined to weightlifting. So they found it quite difficult to enforce, I think, her to a really rigid regime, and I think they've been quite intelligent in allowing her to sort of balance her competitions and yet still, you know, enjoy life a little bit. But they've got her here today for the World Championships, and I'm looking forward to seeing her lift. Well,
yeah, it's always the risk. If you take everything away from somebody, you know, you're more likely to lose them. So you've got to kind of get that fine balance. So she's obviously having problems with these bars, hands heavily taped.
Much better. And you did say, David, you didn't think there was any question of the strength. So she's on her way. So Nora Köppel with a starter of 110 and a couple of kilos being added to the bar. In fact, 111.
Yes, that's right. Missed 110 and just added that kilo.
I forgot about
herself some time.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Apologies to all of you out there for misleading you. 114 kilos now being loaded, and it looks like Nora Ramadan, and it is indeed, being a little steady in her approach. But this would be her first big competition since the disappointment of Athens, so it's actually quite a long gap. It's all very well doing the training and, you know, working at home, but it's completely different when you actually have to come out on stage, David. So on past achievements, this shouldn't be a problem. But another one out the back door. Now, how does she feel? Does she feel strong enough to run the risk of putting the bar up again? I think she's well strong enough to lift 114 kilos.
Doesn't seem focused though, somehow. Seems focused as we've seen her in the past.
So they've got to make a little decision here. I mean, she's been looking, well, they posted 260, David. Now she's got, well, Junior World Championships in 2004, World Championships, 145, that sort of clean and jerk. So 114 and 145 will sort of get her pretty close to where she wants to be.
Yeah, kilo behind. Of course, she could always take 146 now.
Absolutely. So I think the coaches and Nahla have come to the right decision. Let's just get this on the board. Well, she just about hung on to that. As ever, we're always pleased, but this was mighty close to going the same way as the previous one.
Yeah, it's nice to see her hang on to that. Yeah, good to see her do the 260 that she's got posted. She's obviously very pleased.
Yeah, there'll be a big sense of relief in the Egyptian camp now.
Well, if she just got married, perhaps she's had a break from training, and this is just the beginning of another build-up towards Olympic Games.
So, Argentina, Nora Köppel, up to 115 kilos. So these are good marks. You know, 115. It's a, you know, when you look back at everything from 2004 and before, you make a comparison there. These are good kilos she's adding on here. And excellent. Really well done. Weighed in at 74.46. So 118 kilos that was?
115.
Was it 115?
That's 15 kilos up on what she did last year. So good improvement, especially when you consider that she's 33. You'd be expecting the weights to be going in the other direction at that age.
So the European champion, Svetlana Podobedova, ranked second in the world to Liu Chonghong, who has yet to start. And 115 kilos she picked up in Sofia, 147.5 in the clean and jerk, 262.5. And she actually beat another very famous Russian, Valentina Popova, for that total by 2.5 kilos. And Valentina, who's been a great servant to Russian weightlifting. But Podobedova, at the age of 18, David, a rising star.
And that was comfortable. Good speed, good positioning. Really fast in that second phase.
Athletic lifter.
Looks confident.
118 kilos. So 3 up on her European mark. She was also this season the junior world silver medalist, 115 kilos. But this is the woman they've all... Just a little stumble and a couple of steps. Strong enough. I think she surprised herself
I'm
there.
not sure they're going to give her that.
Well,
because she dropped it from overhead.
123 kilograms loaded.
The weight was easy. She relaxed overhead,
but she put it,
and then she actually dropped the weight, let go of it before.
I suppose the bar's supposed to come down. You can only release it when it's below the hips.
You just keep your hand, you just keep your fingers on it. But 3 whites anyway. And I think our coaches will. If I was coaching, I would
be careful.
I would just tell her to get focused.
Yeah.
You know, this is
serious stuff.
Easy.
This woman, I think, is something. I don't think it. I know that she's special. The record says she's special. She's a winner, proven. So this for the lead. Very good. And I like the way the coaches are handling this. You know, they don't take anything for granted. They're keeping their lifters right on the mark. So lighter body weight puts Liu Chung-hong into the lead. So Liu Chung-hong, and now back to Podobedova, I should say, 124. So heavier, of course, than Liu Chung-hong, so she has to go that extra kilo. But all these 3 women, David, it's the overall championship they want.
And all 3 of them capable of getting it.
Yeah. So you got
so close.
You got to avoid mistakes. Stay close. Stay there.
Perfect 3 snatches.
She is good. The European champion. Well, she's not made any mistakes. World silver medalist. In fact, a junior world silver medalist for the past 2 seasons. And European champion for the past 2 seasons. So a real ambassador for Russia. And as good as Zabolotnaya is, this woman is 2 years her junior. So 124, she takes the lead. Now, all she can do is sit and wait. Watch Liu Chung-hong, watch Zabolotnaya. Liu Chung-hong, 1 lift to go. Zabolotnaya, 2 to play with. My score's on the board. I've done my talking. Now, record. Here we go.
But of course, this is her 3rd and final lift. The Russian girl will still have 2 attempts after this. So we're going to see at least 3 attempts at the world record.
Excellent. Well, what terrific lifting, David. This is, you know, it's a great competition, but it's also very high-quality sport here.
Well, is there any women's class we haven't had a world record in?
Well, I think the difference is that you saw Parina Thongsuk in a class of her own. The difference here is that, you know, we're seeing 3 women at the highest level, really well prepared, who've come here to have a fight. Now, there's the new world record holder, 126 kilos, 1 more than Zabolotnaya. She's now taken it away from Zabolotnaya. Zabolotnaya, providing she's not overconfident, She has the ability.
So the bar must surely now be at 127 kilos. So this for the gold medal and another world record.
And a 1 kilo advantage with still one lift to come after this. But she really needs to get this now. She's got to focus.
That's better.
Now. So a new world record. The old record holder gets her record back. Feet are in line. Now, 127 kilos. You just don't know what's going to happen in the second half, because Zabolit Nahla clean and jerks 147.5 kilos, but Liu Chung-hong, as a 69 kilo lifter, well, she's clean and jerked 152 and 151 this season when she took the junior world title. So they're very closely matched, these, so every kilo is going to count. And Podobedova, well, she's also capable of 147.5, 148 kilos. She's also in the zone. You can see the sort of person she is. She's really talented, David, but she's really a bit of a handful to coach.
Yes, a few heated words exchanged there. So whatever weight she takes, it's got to be a new world record. Minimum jump a kilo. I would have thought she'd have taken a kilo jump. Well, she's jumped to 130. Interesting. Well, I think she's physically capable of doing it. I mean, the pull is so strong. She just got to. The coach is still arguing over it. See, I think the taller coach wanted to take a kilo.
Yeah.
The smaller coach, who may be her personal coach, said no, she's okay with 130. Personally, I don't think you risk it in a competition this close.
Well, they have risked it, and goodness gracious me, that's 130 kilos, and just how, well, I told you so. Don't you argue with me, I know what I'm doing. 130 kilos, that's a fantastic new world record, and Natalia Zabolit Nahla, real talent, the Olympic silver medalist, the woman who's established in this weight class.
It's interesting that no one congratulated her. No one said well done. She just got a pat on the back and right, get in there. Time for the clean and jerk.
But having said that, she is still only 4 kilos ahead of Liu Chung-hong, and Liu Chung-hong is the lighter. Podobedova, her teammate, is now 6 kilos back, but she also actually is lighter than Zabolit Nahla. So fascinating competition at the halfway stage. Russia in gold, China in silver, Russia in bronze, all to play for. 6 kilos separating 3 really high-class lifters. So don't you dare go away, because this is going to be something to watch, I think, in the clean and jerk. And remember, the world record is 273, and the clean and jerk world record at junior level 151, at senior level 152. Those are records which are definitely in danger. So Zabolit Nahla leads by 4 over Liu Chung-hong, leads by 6 over Podobedova. The rest, well, they're going for personal bests. And Nahla Ramadan for Egypt, former world champion, well, this is her comeback on the big stage, so she's not going to be a big player today.